there was a report that Boston got involved in the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. They apparently talked about a trade that would send Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and picks to the Nets for Durant, but they wanted more picks and they wanted Marcus Smart in there as well. That's what the Nets wanted. If they pull that trade off, my question is, would they be a blatant favorite in the East over the Philadelphia 76ers? And even besides that, forget Kevin Durant. I think overall with the current construction of our team right now, is Boston that much more of a favorite in the East than the Philadelphia 76ers?
You saying without Kevin Durant?
With or without Kevin Durant. So if they gotten them, obviously, I think we would say they would be the favorite over the Sixers. But even without Kevin Durant, Boston Celtics right now, this current construction of that team versus the 2022-23 Sixers, how much more of a favorite?
I would be surprised going into the season if Boston and Milwaukee aren't preseason ahead of us. I would be surprised if they aren't. Back-to-back teams that went to the finals. Milwaukee won it. Milwaukee was second best player is injured, and they take Boston to 7 games.
Yeah.
We made a change, but the Malcolm Brogdon deal with Boston is really highly looked at around the league. Milwaukee made some good moves and brought the core of their team back, and so I even with the improvements that we've made as far as on our bench and players that brought in with role players that want to fit a need for us. I just, even though I may think you could be we're better in some ways than some other teams, I just don't see in the preseason us being picked higher than those two teams.
And if they got Durant, it'd be even more that way.
Yeah.
And if you get Durant, I think it's definite for me that we won't be ahead of Boston.
I think they're NBA final favorites if they get Durant. So, forget about the East. Let's just look at the overall NBA at that point.
Yeah.
Their starting five would be what? Smart, Brogdon. If they didn't have to give up Smart, Brogdon, Tatum, Durant, Williams. That starting five that's really good. There's a reason why they wanted to do it. And because Brown's contract's coming up, are you going to pay Brown Durant money, or why don't you just go get Durant for Durant money? So I see why they're interested in it. I think they said our over under win total was like 50.5. It's cool, interesting too, because those three teams, Milwaukee, Boston, and us, 3-way tie, right? Last year.
Yes.
So it's interesting. Like they all got better in the offseason. But what's interesting about us is we got to we were 51 games last year. So we were, I think 51 wins last year. That was without no Ben Simmons for pretty much all the year. We had a bad COVID stretch where I think Embiid missed like 8 to 10 games. And then we introduced Harden pretty much to the team late in the season. That's 51 wins with that setup. If you just give us Harden plus Tucker plus House plus Melton, the 50.5 seems low to me. I see us, unless we get really bad injury bugs, in mid 50s.
I thought that felt low to me.
Yeah. Just based on what we've added.
I think the top teams in the East, let's just say, majority, healthy for the majority of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Those teams will be pushing 60 wins.
I think so too. Yeah, I think it will, and I think it will be a 3-way little dance between those three teams. I just don't think
Miami. It could be. It just really depends on.
Yeah.
To me, I think Miami is going to be there. I just feel like they're going to make some kind of a move.
They're too quiet. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. Way too quiet. They've just let teams. They let us take Tucker. They didn't really do much. They got to be playing something. It's either Mitchell or they're a dark horse for Durant. I don't know, but yeah, Riley is way too quiet in what is a very, very championship window team with Lowry's age and Butler's age. Like, it's go time. Like, you don't have your biggest players, your best players besides Bam are getting up there. So I feel like they had to do something. I feel like they're a step below the top three. Close though. That's funny because they beat us, but
No, I don't think Miami is a step below.
Half step.
I was just saying that I would be surprised if Boston and Milwaukee didn't have a higher preseason rating. It wouldn't surprise me if Miami did too. But I don't think with the changes that we made, most people will start Miami in front of us.
In front of us, yeah.
As is.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to the original question, yes, they would be definite NBA favorites. I'm glad the Nets are hesitant to do that deal without at least getting smart in there. At least decimate their depth, man. Don't just. I mean, like the Nets can't give away Harden to one of their rivals and then give Durant away to the Celtics, and that'd be crazy. I mean, I can't see them doing that without getting better. But let's just hope they hold out for more.
But
We'll see.
do you guys think by subtracting Tucker away from that Miami team, because right now, what has Miami really done this offseason? They re-signed Oladipo. Tucker's gone. I mean, does the subtraction of Tucker take away from that team? I mean, how much of the loss of Tucker to Miami does that do for them?
Yeah, I think it does. But that's why I said I don't think they're finished. I believe that because they haven't addressed that loss, but I believe that they will. I believe that a lot of moves for them haven't been made because it's sort of the KD watches on. And now with them, their name has been thrown out with Donovan Mitchell too. So I think until those guys are just kind of settled whether they're leaving or staying, then they probably won't make any moves until then. And then I think they'll make some moves. I think they'll be slightly different by the time the season starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was listening to one of the podcasts. I forgot who it was, but they were saying how much better Tucker even played than Miami even was counting on, and how important of a position he played for them last year. I think it was a very big loss for them, and it's going to be hard to replace that. But
I mean,
if anybody can replace it, it's that team.
Yes, I agree. They're very good at getting fill-ins, man.
They find some guys, and they fit that role. The accountability that they have in that organization, they've been able to fill roles.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick a team that could do it, it would be them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like every year they find like this new hidden gem. It's like, holy crap, this guy's good. And then like he goes somewhere elsewhere and like he does not do what he did in Miami at all.
They're able to fill roles.
100%, yeah.